Quantum manifestation explained. Why it's so simple, yet nobody does it. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. Dr. Wayne Dyer. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right when it comes to manifestation? Visualizing, affirming, staying positive, yet nothing changes? The truth is, quantum manifestation isn't about effort, rituals, or forcing outcomes. It's about alignment. In today's video on spiritual wisdom, we'll explore the stunning simplicity of manifestation in the quantum field and why most people miss it entirely. Are you ready to step into the version of reality where your dreams already exist? Comment below and let us know. What are you manifesting right now? And are you truly aligned with it? Let's dive deep and uncover the spiritual power within you. 1. Manifestation isn't about effort. It's about alignment. Most people believe that manifesting their dream life is about effort, repeating affirmations, visualizing endlessly, performing rituals, and pushing themselves to stay positive. But the quantum field doesn't respond to effort. It responds to energy. It doesn't speak the language of words. It speaks the language of vibration. When your thoughts say, "I am abundant," but your emotional state screams lack, fear, or doubt, the signal becomes distorted. In the quantum universe, forcing creates friction, and friction disrupts the signal. What truly brings your desires into form is alignment, not strain. The quantum field holds infinite possibilities at every moment. You're not trying to create something that doesn't exist. You're selecting a reality that already does. The question is not, how do I work harder to get there? But rather, how do I become the version of myself who already lives there? This is where spirituality meets science. Manifestation is not about external action. First, it's about embodying an internal state of coherence. In simple terms, your energy must match the vibration of what you desire. Otherwise, your signal is out of tune, like a radio playing static instead of music. When you force things to affirm what you don't believe, visualize what you secretly doubt, you create an energetic mismatch. You say one thing, but feel another. And the universe doesn't respond to what you say, it responds to who you are being. That's why manifestation isn't about trying harder. It's about aligning deeper. As Rumi wrote, what you seek is seeking you. But it can only find you when your frequency matches its own. True manifestation starts when you stop trying to convince the world and start convincing your own nervous system. It begins when your body feels safe enough to believe that the dream is already real. When gratitude replaces worry and faith takes the place of force. This is the energetic sweet spot, the point where the quantum field begins to shift in your favor. It's not about the perfect vision board or the longest meditation. It's about consistent, energetic integrity. Everything in the universe is vibration. From the smallest particles to the most complex thoughts, everything emits a frequency. And just like a magnet, your frequency draws toward you, experiences, people, and outcomes that match it. If you want abundance, you must vibrate in abundance. If you want love, you must radiate love. The quantum field is a mirror, not a scoreboard. It doesn't keep track of your efforts. It reflects your energetic state in every moment. Spirituality teaches us that alignment is not passive. It's an active choice made in each breath, each emotion, each thought. It's the sacred discipline of choosing peace over panic, clarity over chaos, and presence over performance. When your energy becomes stable, calm, and certain, the external world bends toward you without resistance. What you once chased now finds you. What felt far away becomes natural. And all of it happens not because you forced it, but because you finally aligned with it. Are you ready to stop forcing and start aligning? If so, comment below. I choose alignment to show your commitment to manifesting with ease and flow. Let the quantum field respond to your spiritual coherence. 2. The quantum field responds to energy, not words. The quantum field doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your energy. Every desire you hold in your heart, whether it's financial freedom, a deeper relationship, or a sense of inner peace, already exists in the quantum field as a wave of potential. But that wave only collapses into your physical reality when you, the observer, send out a coherent signal, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions all speak the same spiritual language. This is where most people get it wrong. They try to manifest with words, while their energy tells a completely different story. Incoherence is the real problem. Most people think one thing, feel another, and act in a way that contradicts both. That creates noise in the field, and the field, being energetically intelligent, mirrors back that chaos. If you say you want abundance, but walk around in worry, doubt, or fear, the field doesn't hear your words. It reflects your dominant emotional state. Energy, not effort, creates results. The universe isn't punishing you. It's showing you exactly what you're radiating. Spiritual manifestation is not a game of repetition. It's a game of alignment. Thoughts alone won't do it. Affirmations without embodiment are just static. The field is not listening to your vocabulary. It's tuned in to your frequency. When you think abundant thoughts, feel deep gratitude, and move through life as though your desires have already arrived, you send a signal that is clean, clear, and powerful. That's when manifestation becomes effortless, not because you're forcing it, but because you finally become it. Coherence is the key. When the mind, heart, and body are in spiritual agreement, you become magnetic to the outcomes you seek. Think of a radio station. If your frequency is aligned, you hear music. If it's off, all you get is static. The same law applies in the quantum field. If your internal broadcast is conflicted, if you're thinking love but carrying resentment, if you're saying success but vibrating lack, the result will always be confusion, delay, or absence. You must embody the reality you desire before it arrives. That's not pretending, it's alignment. When your nervous system no longer reacts in fear, when your posture holds calm confidence, when your words are spoken from truth rather than desperation, the field responds with precision. Because now, you're not just wishing, you're living as the person who already has it. And in the language of the quantum field, being always speaks louder than wanting. Spirituality teaches us that everything is energy, and quantum physics confirms it. This isn't mysticism. This is mechanics. Your job is to become the version of yourself who no longer needs to chase outcomes because your energy already commands them. Manifestation, then, is not something you do. It's something you are. When your presence is aligned, reality adjusts itself accordingly. Comment below. I am an energetic match. If you're ready to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions and let the quantum field respond with the reality you've been waiting for. 3. You manifest what you are, not what you want. The quantum field does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. This is the deepest spiritual truth behind manifestation that most people overlook. They visualize wealth, but feel poor. Speak affirmations of love while holding on to fear, and chase success while embodying the energy of lack. What they don't realize is that the universe is not responding to their words. It's tuning into their vibration. It is not your desires that shape reality. It is your state of being. You do not manifest from longing. You manifest from embodiment. To manifest is not to chase after something outside of yourself, but to become the version of you who no longer needs to chase. That version of you, the one who is already living the life you dream of, already exists in the quantum field. All potential realities are happening simultaneously, and the only question is, which one are you aligned with? When your energy is saturated with impatience, frustration, or doubt, you are aligning with the timeline where your desires remain out of reach. But when you step into the identity of the person who already has it, something powerful happens and the field bends to reflect that truth back to you. This is the spiritual essence of quantum manifestation. It's not about forcing change with effort or hustle. In fact, the more you force, the more you affirm the absence of what you want. That's why most people feel exhausted in the process. They're trying to create from a place of resistance rather than resonance. Manifestation isn't about changing the world first, it's about changing your frequency. It's a collapse of timelines, not a climb toward a distant goal. The version of your life where your desires are fulfilled is already real, already alive. Your only task is to tune into it emotionally, mentally, and energetically. When you embody the energy of what you want, peace, abundance, love, freedom, you begin to collapse the space between now and your desired future. The field picks up on this shift and rearranges the external world to match your new internal state. This is not a metaphor. It is the mechanics of energy, the law of resonance at work. As Nikola Tesla once said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. That is spirituality in action. When you raise your frequency, you don't have to beg the universe to deliver it. Naturally aligns with the signal you're emitting. That's why true manifestation begins with becoming, with shifting your identity, with asking, who am I being, rather than, what do I want? You are not here to try harder. You are here to remember your power, to reclaim your alignment, to embody the version of you who knows it's already done. Because in the quantum realm, desire alone does not manifest. Embodied belief does. Vibrational alignment does. And your spiritual evolution, the deep inner transformation of how you feel, think, and carry yourself, is the bridge to the life you've been asking for all along. Leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss insights that help you become your highest self. Comment below, I am aligned with my highest timeline, if you're ready to manifest from who you truly are. 4. The role of the subconscious in collapsing reality. Your subconscious mind governs about 95% of your daily life. It's not your conscious goals, but your subconscious programming that quietly determines what you attract. Even if you say you want abundance, if deep down your subconscious is filled with fear, doubt, and unworthiness, then that's what will shape your reality. The subconscious becomes the true observer, silently collapsing the version of reality that matches its belief system, not your surface-level thoughts. That's why manifestation often fails when it's based solely on conscious effort. Repeating affirmations, visualizing wealth, or trying to think positive won't work if your inner foundation is built on scarcity and survival. The quantum field doesn't respond to the words you say, it responds to the energy you embody. And your energy is not just emotional, it's rooted in the beliefs you carry within your subconscious. This is where spirituality meets quantum manifestation. Real change begins when you stop trying to manipulate the outer world and start regulating your inner state. Your subconscious isn't trying to sabotage you, it's trying to protect you. Most of your current beliefs were formed in childhood, when you didn't have the tools to process pain or trauma. So instead, your mind built walls, associations, coping mechanisms, fear-based responses, and called it safety. But those walls are now the very blocks keeping you from the life you desire. You don't overcome this by forcing your way through with willpower. You transform it by gently updating your inner blueprint through self-awareness, presence, and healing. This is why techniques like meditation, breath work, shadow work, and energy healing are more powerful than mere affirmations. They reach into the roots of your subconscious and create true energetic shifts. When you begin to feel safe in your body, to trust life again, and to release the emotional residue of your past, your energy changes. And once your energy shifts, the quantum field responds instantly. Reality starts bending to your new frequency, not because you worked harder, but because you aligned deeper. Spirituality teaches us that manifestation is not about getting what you want through force. It's about becoming the version of yourself that is already in harmony with what you desire. The moment your subconscious believes it's safe to receive, the universe mirrors that belief back to you. No more chasing. No more striving. Just a natural unfolding of what has always been available to you in the field of infinite possibility. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment of truth. I am reprogramming my subconscious for abundance. My inner world creates my reality. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss powerful content like this. 5. Coherence. Between heart and mind is essential. The heart's electromagnetic field is over 5,000 times more powerful than the brain's. This isn't just a biological fact, it's a spiritual key. The energy your heart emits reaches beyond your physical body, influencing the quantum field around you in ways your thoughts alone never could. While the mind generates ideas and intentions, it is the emotional coherence of the heart that gives those intentions power. Without the heart's emotional agreement, the mind's desires remain weak, scattered, and energetically hollow. When the heart and the mind move in unison, the signal you broadcast to the universe becomes clear, focused, and magnetic. This alignment is known as heart-brain coherence, and it's essential for real quantum manifestation. You could spend hours visualizing your goals, repeating affirmations, or chasing positivity. But if your heart feels fear, resentment, or doubt, the frequency you're emitting is chaotic. The quantum field does not obey your words. It mirrors your energy. Every spiritual tradition points to the power of inner harmony. In modern terms, this means tuning your emotional state to match your mental clarity. When you generate feelings of gratitude, joy, love, or peace, your nervous system synchronizes, your breath becomes rhythmic, and your whole energy field stabilizes. It is in this space of coherence that intention meets resonance, and where true manifestation begins. This is not about forcing the universe into submission. Force creates resistance. But coherence, emotional clarity united with mental focus, creates magnetism. It's like tuning a radio. You must be on the right frequency to hear the station. Likewise, to experience the life you envision, you must become the frequency of that life. When the heart believes what the mind envisions, the universe responds with synchronicity, clarity, and direction. Many people struggle because their affirmations are mechanical, disconnected from their emotional truth. They say, "I am abundant," but feel unworthy. They declare success while their body holds anxiety. This emotional dissonance weakens the entire signal. But when your heart is engaged, when you feel the truth of your vision in your body, your energy shifts. That is when the quantum field responds. Not because you worked harder, but because you aligned deeper. In the spiritual language of energy, coherence is the currency. The clearer and more emotionally aligned your signal, the faster the field reflects it back. You are not separate from this field. You are a living transmitter, shaping reality through your energetic state. That's why coherence is not optional. It's foundational. Einstein reminded us, the field is the sole governing agency of the particle. In other words, it is the unseen realm of energy, your field, that determines the seen realm of outcomes. When your heart and mind are divided, your signal is weak and the field remains neutral. But when they are united, your energy becomes undeniable and reality begins to organize itself around your frequency. This is the invisible law of manifestation, not as a trick, but as a spiritual alignment with the truth of who you are. Comment below, "I align my heart and mind," if you're ready to unlock your true spiritual power. Let's walk this journey of coherence together, where intention meets emotion and miracles begin to unfold. 6. Embodiment is more important than technique. Thinking about love, abundance, or health is not enough. You must embody it. This is the heart of spiritual manifestation. Most people think they need the perfect method or the right affirmation, but what the quantum field responds to is not technique, it's alignment. And alignment means becoming the emotional and energetic match to what you desire before it arrives. You don't wait for love to feel love. You become it. You don't wait for abundance to act rich. You live in the energy of abundance now. This is not about faking it. It's about spiritually tuning your being to the frequency of what you're calling in. If you want love, embody openness and vulnerability. That means letting your walls down, listening with presence, and giving affection without fear. The quantum field reads that energy and mirrors it back. You don't need to chase or beg. You simply need to be. And being love before love arrives is the most magnetic force you can activate. The energy you emit becomes your invitation. It's a spiritual law. Like attracts like. The same principle applies to abundance. You could repeat affirmations about wealth 1,000 times, but if your behavior is driven by fear, hoarding, or lack, your vibration is misaligned. True abundance flows when you practice generosity, not just with money, but with your time, attention, gratitude, and presence. Giving signals to the universe that you already trust in provision, that you are already full. And because the quantum field reflects your state, it sends more to match that frequency. Generosity isn't just a moral virtue, it's a spiritual technology. When it comes to health, the mistake many make is identifying too much with illness. They speak about their pain, think constantly about symptoms, and dwell in fear. But spiritual embodiment means choosing to align with wellness even before your body shows the evidence. This doesn't mean ignoring pain. It means becoming the vibration of healing. Talk to your body with love. Breathe with intention. Move with appreciation. Eat like you are someone who honors their life force. The quantum field is listening. Energy responds not to your wishes, but to your consistency. This is why embodiment is more powerful than technique. You can't trick the universe. You can only align with it. Your frequency is your truth. And the moment you shift into the feeling of already having what you desire, the quantum field begins to collapse the reality where that truth becomes visible. This is not metaphorical. It's spiritual science. You must show up as if the prayer has already been answered. Because in the quantum world, it already has. The most powerful change doesn't happen when you find the perfect ritual. It happens when you become the version of yourself who no longer needs to search, who lives from a state of trust, not desperation, who emits the frequency of the solution, not the problem. That is what embodiment means. That is what bends reality. If this message resonates with you, comment, "I choose to embody my desires now," or share your perspective with, "I see it differently." Let's grow through this conversation together. 7. The paradox. Letting go brings it faster. The more you cling to what you want, the more you push it away. This is the paradox of manifestation that most people misunderstand. When you're constantly chasing something, whether it's love, money, success, or healing, you are energetically telling the universe that you don't have it. That vibration of "I need it" comes from a place of lack, and the quantum field mirrors that back. The truth is, manifestation doesn't happen when you chase. It happens when you relax into receiving. Gripping too tightly is not a sign of strength. It's a signal of mistrust. You're telling the universe, "I don't believe this will happen unless I control it." But the quantum field, governed by energy and emotion, responds to trust, not force. That's why so many people feel exhausted after trying every spiritual trick in the book. They meditate, visualize, affirm, and still nothing changes. Why? Because beneath all the effort, there's fear. There's resistance. And in the energetic world, forcing is friction. To truly align with the spiritual laws of manifestation, you have to learn the art of letting go. Letting go is not about giving up on your desires. It's about releasing the desperate attachment to them. It's shifting from the energy of "I must have this" to "I am open to receive this." That small shift in emotional frequency changes everything. It moves you from scarcity to sufficiency, from chasing to attracting, from fear to trust. Letting go is an act of faith. Just like you wouldn't dig up a seed every day to check if it's growing, you must trust that your intention has already been received by the quantum field. When you water it with belief, nourish it with peace, and stop hovering over it with anxiety, it grows in perfect time. This is not just wishful thinking. This is spiritual alignment. You match the vibration of the reality you want to experience, and the universe responds. Surrender is not weakness. It's power. It's a declaration that you trust divine timing, that you no longer need to force what's meant for you. You align your energy with the outcome instead of obsessing over the path. That's when doors open. That's when miracles unfold. And it's in that state of spiritual calm that the universe can finally do its work. In the realm of quantum manifestation, letting go is the signal that says, I'm no longer resisting, I'm allowing. And when you allow it, you become magnetic. You stop chasing energy, and energy starts chasing you. Don't forget to subscribe for more spiritual wisdom on how surrender accelerates manifestation, because sometimes letting go is the fastest way to receive. 8. Emotional regulation is the secret ingredient. Manifestation isn't about pretending to be happy all the time. It's about learning how to be emotionally honest, spiritually grounded, and energetically aligned even when life feels unstable. The truth is, emotional regulation is the core of true quantum manifestation. You don't attract what you fake. You attract what you embody. That means learning how to come back into alignment after moments of doubt, fear, or frustration. It's not about never falling off. It's about how quickly and consciously you return to center. Coherence isn't some performance to impress the universe. It's a sacred practice, a spiritual discipline of syncing your inner world with your outer intentions. When your heart and mind speak the same language, your energy becomes a clear, focused signal. That's when the quantum field begins to respond, not to your effort, but to your alignment. You can say all the affirmations you want, but if your body is vibrating in anxiety and resistance, they won't land. Coherence is the bridge between desire and reality. It's the space where faith becomes form. But none of this works if your nervous system is still in survival mode. You cannot step into a new timeline while your body is still bracing for betrayal, rejection, or loss. The subconscious will always override the conscious mind when safety is threatened. That's why trauma work, emotional safety, and spiritual grounding are not extras. They are the foundation. Until your body feels safe enough to receive the life you're calling in, you will unconsciously sabotage it. The energy of safety is not passive. It's deeply powerful. It tells the universe, I am ready to hold what I've asked for. This is the part most people miss. They visualize, they journal, they repeat affirmations. But deep inside, they're still afraid. And fear contracts the field. That's why the most important spiritual skill isn't visualization, it's nervous system regulation. It's being able to feel triggered and still breathe. It's staying in your body when it wants to run. It's choosing to ground when the world spins fast. That's real alignment. That's how you collapse timelines. Not through force, but through frequency. So when you feel out of sync, don't panic. Don't shame yourself. Come back. Breathe. Regulate. Align. That is the work. That is the power. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. In the spiritual path of manifestation, presence is the most magnetic force you can embody. Comment below, I choose emotional alignment, if you're ready to regulate your energy and welcome your next level. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more spiritual wisdom like this. 9. Real-life practice makes it real. You must begin asking yourself every single day, what frequency am I tuned to right now? This question isn't just self-reflection, it's spiritual alignment. In the quantum field, your emotional state is your signal, and that signal is either pulling your desires closer or pushing them away. Most people try to manifest from the mind, thinking that thoughts alone create reality. But in truth, It's the frequency beneath the thought, the energy behind the intention that the universe listens to. So before you speak the affirmation, before you visualize the outcome, you need to feel the frequency of it. Because unless your body agrees with your words, you're not manifesting, you're just hoping. Your body is not separate from the spiritual process. It is the most honest mirror of your alignment. Tension is not random. It's feedback. If your shoulders are tight, if your stomach is clenched, if your breath is shallow, it's your body signaling that you're out of resonance with what you're asking for. You can't fake energy. You can't manipulate the field with fear disguised as positivity. The body always tells the truth. That's why presence is power. When you learn to listen to your body, not as a burden, but as a sacred instrument of your frequency, manifestation becomes a living, breathing process. You recalibrate not by effort, but by awareness. You shift not by force, but by tuning back into who you already are at your highest level of being. Manifestation does not require more effort. It requires deeper embodiment. Most people try to get what they want while still acting like the version of themselves who doesn't have it. That creates dissonance. They visualize success while embodying lack. They affirm love while fearing abandonment. But you can't fool the quantum field. Your energy must match your intention. That's why the most powerful shift you can make is to begin acting from the identity of the version of you who already has what you desire. Not pretending, not forcing, embodying. If you had the money, how would you walk? If you had the love, how would you breathe? If you trusted fully, how would you speak, move, and show up today? Every small decision becomes a spiritual ritual when it flows from alignment. Every breath, every step, every thought is either reinforcing your new identity or anchoring you back into the old one. So take action, not from fear or urgency, but from certainty, from the calm, grounded knowing that you are not chasing your future, you are remembering it. The path is already here. The version of you who has everything you're asking for already exists in the field. And the only thing separating you from that version is alignment. Real-life practice makes it real, not because repetition forces results, but because consistency calibrates your frequency until the external world has no choice but to reflect it. If this message has resonated with your spirit, leave a comment of faith. I choose to act from alignment. My future self is already living within me. Let this be your daily reminder to embody what you desire right here, right now. 10. Community and environment influence your signal. You are constantly co-regulating with the energy around you. Your thoughts and emotions are not formed in isolation. They are shaped and influenced by the frequencies you are exposed to daily. This includes the people you spend time with, the places you inhabit, the conversations you engage in, and the media you consume. If you are surrounded by voices rooted in fear, scarcity, or limitation, your energy begins to mirror those vibrations. It doesn't matter how clear your vision is in the morning, if by afternoon you've let yourself be pulled into the noise of misaligned energy. Your signal gets distorted and manifestation begins to falter, not because the universe is ignoring you, but because your vibration is no longer in sync with what you originally asked for. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, said Jim Rohn. In the context of quantum manifestation, this is not just philosophy, it's spiritual physics. Your energy field is like a tuning fork. It adjusts itself to match the dominant frequencies around it. When you are in the presence of people who think small, live in complaint, or carry emotional chaos, your system begins to entrain to theirs. You slowly shift away from your highest potential, not through any one major event, but through a subtle, constant draining of your spiritual alignment. This is why changing your environment isn't optional, it's essential. You're not just manifesting from your inner beliefs, you're also manifesting from your external surroundings. Every word you hear, every image you consume, every emotional tone in your environment becomes part of your quantum broadcast. The field is always listening. It doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to your dominant frequency. And that frequency is being shaped in every moment, not just in the time you set aside for meditation or affirmations. If your physical space is cluttered, your relationships are heavy, or your daily inputs are filled with drama and doubt, you're sending a confusing signal into the quantum field. And a confused signal brings scattered results. You cannot broadcast clarity while soaking in contradiction. This is why spirituality demands intentionality. If you want to shift timelines, you have to shift atmospheres. Surround yourself with energy that reflects where you're going, not where you've been. Let your room, your rituals, your community, your conversations all be coded with the frequency of the life you're choosing to embody. Replace low-vibe input with high-vibe reinforcement. Let your environment speak the same language as your soul. Let every part of your world remind you of your power, your truth, and your vision. Because manifestation is not just about what you do, it's about what surrounds you while you do it. If this message resonates with your soul, speak this into your timeline. I align with uplifting energy and sacred community. I choose an environment that supports my highest path. Type it in the comments if you're ready to live in alignment with the frequency of your future. 11. Manifestation is not a one-time event. It's a lifestyle. Manifestation is not a destination. It is not something you reach once and then return to your old ways. It is a way of life, an energetic posture, a spiritual state of being that you carry from moment to moment. The most powerful truth is this: you are not here to chase outcomes. You are here to live as a creator. Every breath you take, every thought you allow, every emotion you embody is an act of creation. And that creation is not limited to grand moments of clarity or achievement. It is happening constantly, in the quiet choices, in your energy, in how you show up in the world when no one is watching. There is no finish line. Living spiritually means waking up every day with the understanding that you are shaping the quantum fabric of your reality through your vibration, not occasionally, not only during meditation, but in every single second of your lived experience. Men who thrive in this understanding don't wait for a breakthrough. They become the breakthrough. They don't merely wish for transformation. They breathe it, walk it, become it. This is the real essence of quantum manifestation. You don't attract what you want through force. You align with it through identity. The quantum field does not stand apart from you, waiting to be summoned. You are not outside the field, trying to manipulate its laws. You are the field. Your consciousness is not something separate from the divine matrix. It is a thread woven into it. The observer is not disconnected from the observed. You are the source of what you see. And that means your vibration, your internal frequency, is the most powerful force in your life. Not your goals, not your hustle, not your words. Your state of being is what tells the field who you are and what reality must mirror back to you. You don't manipulate the field by effort or intellectual effort. You shift your reality by embodying the version of life you want to experience. This is where so many fail. They try to overpower reality with thoughts they don't believe and affirmations that never reach the body. They visualize with doubt in their heart and speak abundance while their nervous system is still frozen in survival. But the field responds not to your words, it responds to your signal. Not the one you speak, but the one you radiate. When you truly feel like a man who already has peace, love, purpose, or abundance, you become energetically indistinguishable from that reality. That's when alignment collapses time. That's when manifestation becomes natural. You are no longer chasing what you desire. You are embodying the frequency of already having it. And from that spiritual space, the field has no choice but to respond. You are not begging life for a new outcome. You are transmitting a new identity. The external world cannot resist the pull of a man who vibrates as if it is already done. You don't need to control the how. You simply need to hold the frequency. This is not magic. This is mastery. This is what it means to live spiritually aligned with the field, to stop chasing and start becoming. To affirm your commitment to living as a conscious creator, declare it now. Comment below, "I live the lifestyle of manifestation," to anchor this truth into your reality and inspire others to embody it with you. And remember, the quantum field isn't waiting for you to work harder. It's waiting for you to align. The simplicity of quantum manifestation is its greatest power, yet so few truly apply it. But now that you know the truth, the question is, will you live it? If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs this wisdom, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom for more insights that awaken your power. And be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss what's coming next. Your transformation starts now. Crescent moon and M on your hand. Here are 5 things that will happen if you have this. The soul always knows what to do to heal itself. The challenge is to silence the mind. Caroline Miss. Have you ever looked at your hand and noticed a mysterious crescent moon shape or the letter M etched in your palm? These aren't just random patterns. They may be signs pointing to your spiritual destiny. In today's episode of Spiritual Wisdom, we're diving into the 5 powerful things that happen if you have one of these marks. These ancient symbols could reveal your inner gifts, your mission, and the unique light you bring to this world. So pay close attention. Your hands may be whispering truths your soul has been waiting to remember. Do you see the crescent moon or the M? Let us know in the comments, "Yes, I have it," or "No, but I'm curious." And if this resonates, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs a sign. 1. Spiritual awakening and intuition. The crescent moon and the letter M are not just random shapes found on your palm. They are ancient spiritual symbols that carry deep meaning, especially for those walking a path of inner awakening. These markings have been observed for centuries by mystics and healers as signs of heightened perception, strong intuition, and an unspoken connection to the spiritual realm. If you happen to bear one or both of these signs, it suggests that your soul has come into this life with a unique sensitivity and purpose that cannot be ignored. The crescent moon, often appearing near the base of the fingernails or thumb, is a universal symbol of the hidden, the mystical, and the unseen. It represents the divine feminine, the nurturing energy of the subconscious, and the intuitive flow that transcends logic. Those who carry this symbol on their hand tend to feel things deeply. They don't just hear words, they feel the intention behind them. They may experience sudden waves of emotion in a room without knowing why, or have moments where the truth of a situation becomes instantly clear without explanation. This spiritual clarity isn't learned, it's remembered, awakened from within. Meanwhile, the letter M is formed by the intersection of major palm lines, usually the headline, heart line, and lifeline, and is considered a mark of destiny. People with this M are often described as old souls, born with a deep sense of knowing and purpose. They may feel different from others, as if they see beneath the surface of life. They're often drawn to spiritual topics, personal growth, or healing professions, not because it's trendy, but because their spirit has been nudging them toward these paths since childhood. There's an inner compass guiding them, and the M is one of the physical confirmations of that unseen force. Living with these gifts isn't always easy. Intuitive people can struggle in noisy, chaotic environments because they absorb too much. They may retreat often, seeking stillness to process the energetic information they're constantly receiving. They might feel misunderstood by those who rely only on logic and dismiss the unseen. But over time, they begin to realize that their sensitivity is not a flaw, it's a superpower. The ability to sense subtle shifts, to hear what isn't spoken, and to feel what others suppress is part of their spiritual mission on earth. To develop these gifts, it's important to treat your intuition like a sacred instrument. Journaling allows you to recognize patterns in your thoughts, dreams, and experiences. For example, you might write about a gut feeling you had before meeting someone new, and later realize that feeling was warning you of something. Keeping track of these moments builds spiritual trust in yourself. Meditation deepens that trust. By sitting in silence each day, even for just 5 or 10 minutes, you give your inner guidance room to rise. In that quiet space, clarity emerges, and you begin to feel when something is right or wrong before your mind has time to analyze it. These practices don't require special tools or expensive courses. They require your presence, your willingness to listen, and your trust in the invisible. The crescent moon and the M are not random. They're reminders. Reminders that you came here with a blueprint, a vibration, and a mission that's unlike anyone else's. They remind you that you're not just a physical being, but a spiritual one, navigating a world that often forgets the sacred. Are you beginning to recognize the power of your spiritual intuition? If this message resonates with you, it's time to honor that inner voice. Comment below. I trust my intuition, to affirm your awakening and let others know they're not alone on this sacred journey. Two, connection to ancient wisdom. The letter M on your palm is not just an ordinary convergence of skin lines. It is a powerful spiritual configuration formed by the heart line, the head line, the lifeline, and the fate line. Each of these lines alone carries significance, but when they join to form the sacred M, it suggests that your soul has walked through many lifetimes and carries the echoes of ancient wisdom. This mark is not common. It belongs to individuals whose presence often commands attention, not because they speak loudly, but because they carry a silent authority rooted in truth. People with this mark tend to possess natural leadership abilities, not in the corporate sense, but in the deeper realm of guiding others toward clarity, purpose, and healing. Their insight often cuts through the noise. They sense deception, they feel energy shifts, and they carry a refined inner compass that always seems to know which way to turn, even when logic says otherwise. The M is more than a shape. It is a spiritual badge of discernment. Just as the M reveals intellectual and intuitive mastery, the crescent moon, often found near the base of the palm, close to the wrist, reveals emotional and subconscious depth. The moon, across cultures and spiritual traditions, has always been a symbol of cycles, mystery, and divine intuition. To bear this mark is to be someone who lives not just through the mind, but through the soul's whispers. Men with this symbol are often inwardly reflective, attuned to their emotional landscapes in a way that allows them to understand others beyond words. They may experience vivid dreams, intuitive downloads, or sudden knowing that comes without explanation. This connection to the unseen is not coincidental. It is part of a spiritual inheritance, a gift of perception that transcends the five senses. The crescent moon on the palm is a signature of those who are not only emotionally intelligent, but spiritually resonant. Both the M and the crescent moon link directly to ancient practices of palmistry, which was never intended merely as fortune-telling, but as a sacred spiritual science. For centuries, spiritual elders, mystics, and shamans read palms as if they were divine texts, decoding them to understand a person's soul purpose and karmic lessons. In these traditions, your hand was seen as a mirror of your inner universe, a map that reflected the agreements your soul made before entering this lifetime. These markings were never seen as accidental. They were signs left by spirit, reminders of who you are and what you came here to do. To have both the M and the crescent moon is rare, and it suggests not just sensitivity, but mastery. You are not only capable of accessing higher insight, but of using it to help others evolve. This spiritual connection often manifests in everyday life through subtle yet powerful experiences. You may find that people confide in you without knowing why, or that strangers feel comforted in your presence. Your words may have the power to heal, and your silence may offer peace. These are signs of a soul that has cultivated deep wisdom, one that doesn't seek to impress, but to serve. Empathy, intuition, and soul perception are tools you've brought with you, not just for personal growth, but for uplifting others. You may not have studied spirituality in books, but your life experiences have been your spiritual curriculum. The M gives you the mind of a teacher, the crescent moon the heart of a healer. Together, they shape a man of profound depth and spiritual capacity. Your palm, in this sense, becomes more than flesh. It becomes a script written by your soul before you arrived. The lines are not random. They are reflections of your mission. The M reflects your ability to think clearly, feel deeply, and lead wisely. The crescent moon reveals your ability to sense, to dream, to guide others through the unseen. These markings are not just about identity, they are about destiny. And for those who bear them, life is not an accident, it is a calling. Every decision you make, every life you touch, carries the weight of this spiritual design. These signs invite you to remember who you are, not with pride, but with sacred responsibility. If you feel a deep connection to ancient wisdom and believe these spiritual markings carry a message for your soul, it's time to embrace that truth. Comment below, "I carry ancient wisdom," to affirm your spiritual heritage and let the world know you're ready to awaken the gifts within. 3. Leadership potential. The M on your palm isn't merely a random crease. It is a spiritual imprint, a silent symbol of your innate leadership energy. This marking often appears on the hands of individuals who possess a rare kind of clarity, especially when life becomes chaotic. You are someone who can stay focused in moments of emotional turbulence. Your mind remains alert, your intuition sharp, and your heart grounded in empathy. The M speaks of emotional intelligence that goes beyond intellectual understanding. It's the ability to feel deeply, respond wisely, and see through confusion with spiritual calmness. People with this mark are often gifted at reading the energy in the room, sensing what's unsaid, and making decisions that others might hesitate to take. You may not always recognize this in yourself, but others feel it. They're drawn to your quiet strength, your deep eyes, and your grounded presence. That is the kind of leadership the world needs: authentic, calm, and spiritually aware. The crescent moon symbol, if it appears on your hand, often in the area of the base of the thumb or near the wrist, carries a different yet equally sacred energy. It reflects a soul that is aligned with the subtle vibrations of human emotion and divine timing. This mark suggests heightened empathy and emotional resonance. People with this sign are often healers, not necessarily in a medical sense, but spiritually and emotionally. You may have noticed that strangers feel safe around you. Friends call you during their darkest moments. You intuitively know what someone needs even before they speak. That's not just a coincidence. That's spiritual sensitivity in action. The crescent moon represents your connection to lunar energy, an energy of cycles, intuition, and feminine wisdom. You lead by attunement, not authority. You feel the invisible shifts in others and help them find their balance. That's a gift rooted in ancient wisdom. Together, the M and the crescent moon point to someone who naturally steps into leadership, not because they chase it, but because they embody it. You may find yourself organizing people, taking responsibility even when it's not required, or creating harmony where there was previously conflict. You might be the one to speak up when others fall silent, or the one who stays calm when everyone else is spiraling. This isn't something you learn from a textbook. It's written in your spiritual DNA. Leadership is not always about being the face of a project. Sometimes it's about holding the energy, protecting the space, or simply being the presence that reminds others of their worth. These traits aren't loud, but they are lasting. It's important to remember that leadership is not a title. It is a frequency, a spiritual vibration that affects every room you walk into. True leaders are often hidden in plain sight. They don't need praise, but their absence is always felt. You are one of those people. If you carry these markings, it's a sign you were chosen not to dominate, but to inspire. Your compassion, your clarity, your grounded emotional presence, these are the tools of real leadership in a spiritually starving world. These marks are not there by accident. They are divine reminders of who you are and what you are here to do. Whether it's guiding one person back to themselves or quietly leading a group without recognition, your purpose is felt. And when you accept that these traits are not burdens, but blessings, you begin to walk differently. You speak with more conviction, you love with more presence, and you serve with more soul. This is the spiritual legacy of those marked by the M and the crescent moon, not to be seen, but to see, not to control, but to uplift, not to lead with power, but with presence. If you feel the call to lead with heart, clarity, and purpose, this message is for you. The signs are already in your hands, literally. Comment below, "I lead with purpose," if you're ready to embrace your spiritual leadership and inspire others through compassion and strength. 4. Healing abilities. The letter M on your palm is not just a coincidence of lines. It reflects a unique alignment of the mind, heart, and spirit. This configuration is believed to mark individuals with a spiritual calling, especially in the realm of healing and emotional connection. When this M appears clearly, it suggests that your inner world operates with deep coherence, allowing you to perceive not only your own emotional truths, but also those of others. Likewise, the crescent moon marking, often seen at the base of the fingernail or formed in the fine lines of the palm, is deeply symbolic. Across cultures, the moon represents intuition, transformation, and inner knowing. When its shape appears on your hand, it is said to reflect your heightened sensitivity to emotional vibrations and your ability to sense what others may not even verbalize. You may find that people naturally open up to you, drawn to your calm energy and ability to listen without judgment. You might pick up on sadness behind someone's smile, or feel discomfort in a room before anyone speaks. These are not random traits. They are expressions of a spiritual gift, an empathic presence that heals not through grand gestures, but through presence, understanding, and quiet strength. As Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." That is your gift in action. You leave behind a trail of peace, clarity, and comfort. People remember you not for your words, but for the way their nervous system relaxed in your presence. Yet this gift is not about being supernatural. It's not about psychic visions or reading minds. It's about deep emotional intelligence, the ability to notice what others miss, to connect soul to soul without needing to explain yourself. This is where your spiritual power lies. You are wired to be a mirror for others, to reflect their light and shadow, and to hold them with sacred neutrality. And here's something even more powerful. This sensitivity doesn't only extend outward, it also turns inward. The same energy that allows you to feel others' pain gives you the capacity to heal your own wounds. You likely have experienced heartache, betrayal, or loss, yet emerged stronger, not because you avoided pain, but because you allowed it to move through you. This spiritual resilience is one of the most overlooked aspects of your gift. You don't just survive storms, you absorb their lessons. You understand that healing isn't linear, and that emotional strength isn't about avoiding tears, but honoring them. You are the quiet force in the room, the person who holds space when others can't hold themselves. Even in silence, your energy speaks volumes. Even in stillness, you provide stability. These markings on your hand serve as spiritual signatures, evidence that your soul came here with a mission not only to witness pain, but to transmute it. Not only to feel deeply, but to alchemize emotion into wisdom. So when you see that M or that crescent moon, Know that it's not decoration, it's declaration. A declaration of your spiritual identity. A reminder that you are here to help this world feel again, trust again, breathe again. Your hands are not just tools for action. They are maps of the heart, echoing your inner wisdom and your sacred presence. The healing you carry is real. It's rooted in your lived experience, shaped by your suffering, and polished by your compassion. And the world is quietly transformed each time you simply choose to show up and be fully present. Leave a like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss powerful insights like this. If you resonate with the healing energy within you, type in the comments, "I am a source of healing and peace." 5. Unlocking hidden potential. The lines on your palm are more than just biological patterns. They are ancient blueprints, spiritual symbols etched into your being that carry clues about who you are and what you are here to become. Among these, the presence of the letter M stands out as a profound marker. It represents a rare combination of qualities: heightened intelligence, creative problem solving, and an innate capacity for leadership. Men who bear this symbol are often quietly magnetic, able to command attention without forcing it, able to discern complexity and offer clarity. This M is not random. It is a spiritual stamp of mastery. It reveals a mind that doesn't just think, but also perceives deeply, a mind that sees through illusions and dares to question the norm. Those who carry it tend to hold a powerful internal compass, one that constantly pushes them to seek truth and challenge mediocrity. Alongside this mark, the crescent moon shape, whether found at the base of the fingernails or subtly carved into the palm, signals another layer of spiritual depth. This symbol is traditionally linked to emotional intelligence, intuition, and the inner tides of transformation. It suggests that your life path is guided not merely by logic, but by something more fluid and intuitive. You may find yourself sensitive to energies, picking up on things others miss, or feeling connected to people, places, and emotions in ways that defy explanation. The crescent moon calls attention to your spiritual receptivity. It points to a man who may not speak much, but who understands much. A man whose strength lies in his capacity to listen, not just with his ears, but with his soul. These two symbols, together the M and the crescent moon, create a spiritual portrait of someone forged by adversity. Life may have tested you, perhaps even broken you at times. But these tests were not punishments. They were initiations. Hardships in your journey have carved out the inner architecture of resilience. If you look back, you may notice that your greatest pain has also been the source of your greatest power. This is no coincidence. It is part of a divine design, your scars becoming stars that light your way forward. The presence of these marks reveals that you are not here to blend in, but to break patterns, to awaken others by living your truth. To activate the full potential of these signs, you must begin by tuning into what lights you up from within. If you feel energized when creating, teaching, healing, or exploring spiritual realms, that is not a random interest, it is a signal. Spiritual wisdom flows most easily when we align our external actions with our internal truths. The more you resist what the world tells you to be, and instead follow what your soul knows you are, the more powerful your life becomes. The path forward is not about changing who you are, but about remembering who you've always been underneath the noise. Having these symbols is not simply a reflection of your past or even your potential. It is an active call to rise. These marks are not passive decorations. They are spiritual activators, urging you to step into your purpose, to wield your voice, and to become a beacon in a world full of confusion. The crescent moon and the M are not coincidences. They are confirmations. They remind you that your life is not meant to be ordinary. You are a mirror for hidden truths, a container for divine intelligence, and a vessel for transformation in the lives of others. Your spiritual power is not something to discover, it is something to accept. And in doing so, everything around you begins to shift. If this message awakens something within you, don't ignore it. Your potential is waiting to be unlocked. Comment below, "I am ready to rise into my highest self," to affirm your journey. And if this spoke to your soul, like the video, subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another step on your path of growth. Thank you for exploring this fascinating journey with us. Whether or not you see a crescent moon or the letter M on your hand, remember, your spiritual path is uniquely yours, and every sign is an invitation to go deeper within. If you found value in today's message, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. And make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming insights into the mysteries of the soul. Stay curious, stay connected, and keep growing.